said. Please listen carefully. Note down whatever has been spoken. It's only for your good that he's giving you something which he had to learn in trial error method. So please make best use of it. And before I hand over to Sharath, there are a few instructions as usual. All the Sai coaches, please note that you need to put on your chat your name and your place of posting when you join in and after the question answer the session ends, because that is the kind of attendance that will be counted for you. For other coaches, that's two options. You can be on video, and if there is some background movement in your house, then you please go on audio. It looks better. And all of you all are muted. And if at all by some chance you are not muted, please put yourself on mute so there is less disturbance. And lastly, use the chat box only for raising the questions. Of course, many people are asking questions. We might be able to take only certain questions, but we'll try to do justice to as many as we can. So without wasting any time, I am sure you all are very eager, and I am also very eager to listen to Sharath, what he has to say and how he has to guide. Sharath, congratulations for all your achievement, and thank you for making us proud again and again. And it's over to you, Sharath.
Good morning or good afternoon. Yeah, so good afternoon, one and all, Shri ma'am. All the other.
The audio is less.
Sharath sir, sorry to intervene. Some kind of problem with your audio? No, we can't hear.
No.
Am I on mute?
No, now you're audible.
Okay, now I'm audible. Okay.
Little louder can be better.
Okay, sir. So yeah, good morning, good afternoon, Manjushri ma'am, Kamlesh sir, one and all present here, all the coaches, well-wishers, the table tennis fraternity who is here. I think it's a fantastic initiative taken by Sai to get all this table tennis coaches and players together in in this kind of exchange, I would say, where we are just sharing our opinions, our thoughts, and maybe it could help some people, maybe it might not help some people, but in the end, I think we are all here to help one and each other. So today my topic is about training in the European circuit, and the pros and cons, or let's say the benefits and the insights of training in Europe. Well, as far as my career has been concerned, I went into Europe after I won the senior national title in 2003. My first national title I won in 2003. So the basic idea of going into Europe was given by Chetan P. Babu. Given all in the sense he led it by example. At that point of time, he was doing really well. One of the best players in the world from India. Yeah, he had come into my club because he was part of my club. He was a student of my father and uncle, Srinivasarao and Muralidharao, who Srinivas was an NAS coach in Brahmachari. So he was playing with them as a young kid until his 12th standard, and he moved to Bangalore after that. So he had come back in 98 or 99 when I was starting to take the game up professionally and playing the game more seriously. So at that point of time, he came to the club. He was speaking to all of us, and that was when it sparked to me like, okay, if I want to do well in the international level, I need to train in the European circuit. But first, I had to perform at the Indian level. So the General Secretary back then, late Mr. M.C. Chauhan, had clearly told me that, okay, the moment I win a national title in India, I can go to the European circuit. So 2002, I started playing. I started to come into the national team, and 2003 was when I first made my debut for India. Kamlesh sir was the coach. I still remember my first international tournament, Asian Championships in Bangkok. So That's yeah. Slowly, I started doing well at the national level, and once I won the national title, I once again went back to Chavan sir and asked him, so could I go to Europe to train? And then he directly picked up the phone and actually sent a message to Chetan saying that Chetan Pivabur, if he could help me find a club, because I didn't know anybody. I didn't know where to go in Europe. I didn't know where to practice. I just didn't know where to start. So that way, I think senior player being there, it helps a lot. And also at that point of time, my batchmates, so many. He was also training in Europe, in Sweden. Subhajit Saha also was training in Europe. Then S. Raman, Sujay Godpade, a lot of these big names were training in Europe, and so that was also pushing me, to go into that circuit because I wanted to do well in the international level also. So that was how I went into the clubs. So the first year I went into Sweden. I played the second league there. That was next club of Chetan Pivabur. So he could speak to the manager and get me a place there. So I went there the first year. Uh, there were a few difficulties in going there and playing. The first one, like I didn't know. First time I'm going alone, all alone. Normally, we always travel with the team. There's a coach who takes care of us. So now I'm all alone, and I need to go for 2-3 months in a row, and I need to spend a lot of time alone. So I didn't know how I'll be able to manage. But then once I went there, I think the club was very, very accommodative. They knew because of Chetan, they knew how a young player would be and how to deal with us. So they took care of us really well. So first I went into Sweden. I started practicing there. I played really well. By the end of the season, the club didn't have money, so I couldn't stay there longer. And also, I had spent my own money a lot of times for the traveling from India to Sweden to play tournaments in India, or let's say even playing some international tournaments. And then I came back to India. I spent one whole year in India because I couldn't find a club. So that was many times a problem for all of our batchmates, or let's say most of the Indians, I should say, because when European club manager wants an Asian player, basically every club has only one foreign player. A foreign player means outside the European Union. तो यूरोपियन यूनियन के बाहर जो है तो वो सब फॉरेनर्स बन जाते हैं। तो इसमें क्या इंडिया जो आता है, इंडिया एशिया में आती है, और एशियन प्लेयर्स लेने के लिए जनरली मैनेजर्स प्रेफर करते हैं चाइनीज या जापानीज या कोरियंस, इन तीनों में से, क्योंकि वहाँ पे टेबल टेनिस के ट्रेडिशन है और उनका प्लेयर्स नॉर्मली अच्छे खेलते हैं, तो ज्यादा उनको मैनेजर्स को भी उतना सरप्राइजेस नहीं होगा, बैड सरप्राइजेस नहीं होगा। इंडियन प्लेयर्स कैसे खेलेंगे उनको पता नहीं, क्या है, कहाँ रहेगा, बहुत सारे दिक्कतें हैं। तो जनरली दे प्रिफर टेकिंग ओरिएंटल प्लेयर। तो सोमदीप रॉय, सुभजीत साहा या मुझे, हम सबको यही प्रॉब्लम आ रही थी कि वापस हमें रिन्यू करने को मुश्किल हो रहा था कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, या पैसे के बहुत खर्चे हो रहे थे, क्योंकि हम अपने पैसे में हम जाते थे आते थे। सो इट वाज गेटिंग रियली डिफिकल्ट। तो 2005 में एक साल मैं इंडिया में खेला। उस टाइम वी वर लकी, तब एक फ्रांस का कोच आए थे, हुबर्ट कुस्टाश बोल के, तो उनके टाइम में हम ने काफी इम्प्रूवमेंट किया। और 2006 में कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स पहली बार, मतलब इंडिया के लिए पहली गोल्ड मेडल जीते, टीम में भी जीते और सिंगल्स में भी मैं जीता। तब जब मैं जीता, फिर तब मुझे ऑफर्स आने लगा, क्योंकि मेरा वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग भी बढ़ गया था और इंटरनेशनली लोग भी जानने शुरू कर लिए। तो जो प्लेयर्स थे वो ही कांटेक्ट कर रहे थे, मैनेजर्स से ज्यादा प्लेयर्स कांटेक्ट कर रहे थे। तो 2006 में मैं स्पेन गया, तो 4 सीजन स्पेन में खेला। तो स्वीडन और स्पेन में अंतर यही था कि स्वीडन में द ट्रेडिशन एंड नॉलेज जो है वो काफी ज्यादा है, क्योंकि वो वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस रहे हैं और दे नो हाउ द गेम इज प्लेड, दे नो प्रोसेस क्या है टॉप लेवल खेलने के लिए। और स्पेन में उतना नॉलेज नहीं है, बट तभी आई प्रिफर स्पेन ओवर स्वीडन, क्योंकि फर्स्ट ट्रेडिशन और कल्चर जो था वो थोड़ा बहुत स्पेन स्पेन से हम इंडिया से स्पेन का ज्यादा करीब था दैन स्वीडन, क्योंकि लोग ज्यादा बाहर आते थे, बेसिकली बिकॉज द वेदर वाज, वहाँ पे धूप ज्यादा आती है तो लोग ज्यादा बाहर आते हैं। स्वीडन में बहुत ठंड रहती है तो लोग बाहर आते ही नहीं है, हम किसी को देखते ही नहीं थे। तो इंडिया से सीधा स्वीडन जब मैं गया, इंडिया में इतना भीड़, और स्वीडन में जाके कोई है ही नहीं बात करने के लिए, कोई किसी के साथ। वो अभी भी याद है मुझे, एक बार बुखार आ गया था, 2-3 दिन के लिए मैं किसी से मिला ही नहीं, मतलब कि कोई भी मुझे देखने के लिए आया नहीं और मैं भी किसी से मिला नहीं। आई जस्ट टुक थोड़ा टैबलेट्स लिया और अपने आप, मतलब मैं खाया पिया, किसी को कुछ पता नहीं। तो ऐसा है। और स्पेन में थोड़ा द कल्चर वाज बेटर, तो इट वाज, तो मेरे मेरे लिए थोड़ा इजी था वो टू ब्लेंड इन टू द इनटू दैट काइंड ऑफ एटमॉस्फेयर। और स्पेन में जब मैं गया था वहां पे बहुत सारे अलग अलग प्लेयर्स थे, जैसे जो चाइनीज थे, जो पेनोलस थे, 2 यूरोपियन प्लेयर्स थे, जो लेफ्ट हैंडर्स थे, और बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स थे जहाँ जिनमें से एक डिफेंसिव प्लेयर था, एक पिंपल के साथ खेलता था, क्योंकि उस क्लब में 3 डिविजन्स थे। सुपर डिवीजन, वो जो फर्स्ट डिवीजन होती है, टॉप डिवीजन थी, सेकंड डिवीजन की टीम थी और थर्ड डिवीजन की टीम, तो तीनों एक साथ प्रैक्टिस करते थे। तो इसके वजह से माई अडेप्टेबिलिटी, जो डिफरेंट प्लेयर्स के साथ जो अडेप्टेशन था, वो बहुत जल्दी बेटर हो गया था। खास करके इंडिया में जब मैं खेलता था 2004-05 तक, लेफ्ट हैंडर्स बहुत कम थे। एक रामन भैया थे, रामन थे, और एक दो प्लेयर्स ही थे, सौरव चक्रवर्ती और राजीव गए, तो ज्यादा प्लेयर्स नहीं थे। तो लेफ्ट हैंडर्स के साथ प्रैक्टिस नहीं होता था, तो लेफ्ट हैंडर्स की एंगल्स को समझ में नहीं आता था, लेफ्ट हैंडर्स के सर्विसेज समझ में नहीं आते थे। तो जैसे मैं वहां पे गया और उनके साथ प्रैक्टिस करना शुरू किया, तो बहुत सारी चीज समझ में आ रही थी, और द गेम बिकेम मोर एंड मोर, मतलब opportunities, or yeah, let's say the options become wider. तो बहुत ऐसे वेरिएशंस के साथ प्रैक्टिस करके द अडेप्टेबिलिटी बिकेम मेरे लिए। तो वहां पे मैं 4 सीजन खेला, और मैं हमेशा जब जब मैं स्पेन में सेकेंड साल के बाद, मैं हमेशा कोशिश कर रहा था जर्मनी जाने की, क्योंकि जर्मन बुंडेसलीगा जो है सबसे स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट लीग है इन द लास्ट। पहले स्वीडन था, जब तक स्वीडन वर्ल्ड वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस थे, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट थे, फिर स्वीडन का लेवल कम हो गई थी, तो उनका लीग का भी लेवल कम हो गया था। फिर जर्मनी का लेवल बहुत ज्यादा, तो सब टॉप प्लेयर्स वहाँ पे खेलते थे, चाइनीज प्लेयर्स भी टॉप प्लेयर्स वहाँ पे खेले हैं, जो वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस रहे हैं वो भी वहाँ पे खेलते थे। तो जर्मनी जाना था, अगर जर्मनी में कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा है, स्पेशली एशियंस के लिए, क्योंकि हर क्लब में एक ही प्लेयर अलाउड है, एक ही फॉरेन प्लेयर अलाउड है, जैसे मैं बता रहा हूँ। तो एक ही फॉरेन प्लेयर अलाउड है, तो बहुत लोग नहीं ले पा रहे थे, और जो जो जिनके पास ओपनिंग्स थे, दे वांटेड टू बी सेफ, जो जो उनको जो वो जानते थे उनको ही लेते थे। तो शुरू शुरू में बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा था। स्पेन में 2 साल खेलने के बाद ही इमीडिएटली मैं कोशिश कर रहा था जर्मनी जाऊं, मगर मुझे क्लब्स नहीं मिल रहा था, तो और भी 2 साल मुझे एक्सटेंड करना पड़ा स्पेन में। उसके बाद मुझे मौका मिला जब मैं टॉप 50 में आया, टॉप 50 में आया तभी मुझे जर्मनी में चांस मिला बुंडेसलीगा खेलने के लिए। फिर अभी मैं फिलहाल करीब अभी इस साल के लिए भी वहाँ पे साइंड अप हूँ, मगर 2016 के बाद मैं वापस इंडिया आ गया और उतना मैचेस नहीं खेल रहा हूँ। 2009 से लेके 2016 तक मैं वहीं पे रहता था और इंडिया बहुत कम आता था, एक नेशनल चैंपियनशिप्स खेलने के लिए आता था, या और एक दो टूर्नामेंट्स के लिए आता था, तो बहुत कम आता था मैं। इंडिया, और वहीं पे रहता था, पूरा साल का ट्रेनिंग। तो ये मेरा ग्राफ रहा, मतलब ये मेरा पूरा करियर का, मैं जहाँ जहाँ गया ये था। तो इसमें मैं आई जस्ट वांट टू से कि जहाँ पे भी गया मैं स्वीडन गया, स्पेन गया और जर्मनी में भी खेला। तो तीनों जगह में जो जो सिमिलैरिटीज थे, मतलब डिफरेंसेस बहुत कम थे। डिफरेंसेस इज ओनली ऑन द लेवल ऑफ कोचेस एंड लेवल ऑफ प्लेयर्स। मगर जो आइडियाज थे, जो प्रिपरेशन था, कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है मैचेस के लिए, कैसे प्रैक्टिस के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है, वो सब इट वाज ऑल द सेम। तो द मेन थिंग वहाँ पे होती थी कि पूरा साल भर की ट्रेनिंग होती थी। जब मुझे याद है इंडिया में जब 2004, 5, 6 उस टाइम पे इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट्स बहुत कम होते थे और नेशनल सर्किट अपना अगस्त से लेके जनवरी तक खत्म हो जाती थी। तो जनवरी के बाद थोड़ा बहुत कैंप्स में रहते थे और बस उतना ही होता था। तो साल भर का रेगुलर रूटीन ट्रेनिंग और मैच प्रैक्टिस नहीं होती। तो उसके वजह से क्या होता था, बहुत बार जब हम वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप जाने से पहले तो कैंप होता था, बट उसके बाद अगर कोई दूसरा टूर्नामेंट जा रहा है तो फिर उसमें बहुत हमें मैच प्रैक्टिस नहीं होती थी और वी वर नॉट इन द मैच मोड बेसिकली। तो वो फर्क यहाँ पे बहुत आया था जब व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड ट्रेनिंग इन यूरोप, क्योंकि हर हफ्ते मैच होती है और सीजन 8 महीने के लिए होती है, 6 से लेके 8 महीने तक। तो पूरा 6 से लेके 8 महीने तक वहीं पे रह के वहीं पे प्रैक्टिस करके बीच बीच में हम इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट्स के लिए जाते थे और इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट्स के लिए जाते थे और बहुत सारे, मतलब इंडिया भी आते थे खेलने के लिए। सो उसके उसके वजह से क्या है, हम वी वर ऑलवेज इन मैच मोड कि हम मैच खेलने के लिए हमेशा तैयार थे और उसके लिए प्रिपरेशन अच्छी होती थी। तो पूरा योर लेवल ऑफ योर गेम, मतलब हमेशा ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू कीप गोइंग अप। It was not like training for 2-3 months, then taking a break, then your level comes down against training for another 1 month, फिर level नीचे आना। तो it was that was not the case there. There it was like consistent, constant practice. So because of which your game also kept going up consistently. So and the second thing, मतलब वहाँ पे after yeah the regular matches और regular tournaments के बाद the coaches वहाँ पे they are all they are pretty professional वहाँ पे। Professional मतलब मैं यही बोलना चाहता हूँ कि इंडिया में भी we are also professional. I'm not saying we are not they are also professional in the sense if I'm their player मतलब on their team there can be 4 of their local players and 1 myself. तो पांचों को बराबर देखते हैं। बहुत बार एशियन कंट्रीज में ज्यादा बार क्या होता है, जैसे चाइना जापान में फॉरेनर्स को फॉरेनर ही रखते हैं। तो दे डोंट ट्रीट देम एज इक्वल्स, दे डोंट टीच देम एवरीथिंग, मतलब वो जो जानते हैं वो सब कुछ नहीं सिखाते, बिकॉज देर ऑलवेज दे ऑलवेज वांट टू कीप देमसेल्व्स द बेस्ट टिप्स या ट्रिक्स। तो यूरोप में ऐसे नहीं है। अगर आपको एक if they're taking you as a player on their side, matlab they want you to improve as much as their own countrymen or or their clubmates, क्योंकि their thinking is like if you're going to get better than my own countrymates, they will train harder to be better than you, because just because there is a better probably they have better infrastructure या ecosystem है उनके पास, तो they don't feel intimidated कि ये कोई बाहर से आ रहा है और हमसे ही सीख रहा है और हमें ही हरा रहा है। they don't take it that way. Then वहाँ पे the preparation is also very systematic because it's a consistent program. तो वहाँ पे जो ट्रेनिंग है काफी systematic है. When there's a summer break between June and July, तो वो समर ब्रेक के बाद जब वापस जाते हैं एंड ऑफ जुलाई वी मीट अगेन। तो ऑलमोस्ट 4 to 5 वीक्स के लिए ऑफ सीजन ट्रेनिंग होती है, 4 to 5 वीक्स, क्योंकि अगस्त लास्ट वीक या सितंबर फर्स्ट वीक में सीजन शुरू होता है। तो वो 5 वीक्स वहाँ पे जो ट्रेनिंग होता है, इट इज वेरी वेरी सिस्टमैटिक, इट्स वेरी पीरियोडिक, एंड दे डू ओवर द इयर्स, सो दे नो कि इसमें हार्ड एंड फास्ट, मतलब दे नो कि इट्स नॉट अ ट्रायल एंड एरर सिस्टम। दे नो कि इसके बाद, मतलब फर्स्ट वीक वो फिजिकल एक्सरसाइजेस करते हैं, लॉट ऑफ फिजिकल एक्सरसाइजेस, बिकॉज हॉलीडे के बाद आ रहे हैं, तो दे वर्क अ लॉट ऑन फिजिकल एक्सरसाइजेस। फिर उसके बाद थोड़ा 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 धीरे धीरे दे स्टार्ट विद टेबल टेनिस ट्रेनिंग। तो टेबल टेनिस में भी ज्यादा से ज्यादा फुटवर्क में ध्यान देते हैं, ताकि यू आर मूविंग कंसिस्टेंटली, playing the ball with a lot of control, going behind the ball, staying low on the legs, using your core, मतलब ये सब बेसिक चीजें हैं। मतलब ये जो using core, staying low on the legs, keeping the balance, having the stability of your body, making your action shorter. Generally क्या होता है, जब रिलैक्स होता है बॉडी, तो हाथ वाथ ज्यादा ज्यादा दूर चली जाती है। तो when you have a shorter action, it's very very easy to come back for the next stroke and play and stay back in position and come play the next ball. तो इसके बहुत बार क्या होता है, जब लॉन्ग ब्रेक के बाद आ रहे हैं, एक महीना या 6 हफ्ते के ब्रेक के बाद आ रहे हैं, तो ये सब थोड़ा ढीला हो जाती है, फोर बिकम्स लूजर, तो वो सब दे स्टार्ट अगेन ऑल ओवर अगेन। ये इवन नाउ जब मैं जाता हूँ तो यही से शुरू होता है। तो बेसिक्स डजंट मैटर, मैं 10 साल का हूँ या 30 साल का हूँ या जितना भी बड़ा प्लेयर हूँ छोटा प्लेयर हूँ, they all start from that. So that is very very important. That is how they build the whole let's say their calendar. तो दिसंबर तक उनके लिए उनको फिट रहना है। तो अगस्त में जो प्रिपरेशन रखते हैं, जुलाई एंड से लेके अगस्त तक जो फिजिकल फिटनेस का प्रिपरेशन रखते हैं, उसके बाद they just do basic fitness ताकि वो दिसंबर तक वो फिट रहे। तो दिस इज हाउ देयर थिंग गोस। फिर दिसंबर में वापस और दो या 3 हफ्ते का ब्रेक आती है, जो उनका क्रिसमस ब्रेक होता है। तो वहां पे भी अगेन द सेम वे, फर्स्ट वीक लॉट ऑफ फिजिकल एक्सरसाइजेस, सेकेंड वीक फिजिकल एक्सरसाइजेस विद टेबल टेनिस, लॉट ऑफ टेक्निकल प्रैक्टिस, थर्ड वीक में द मैच प्ले एंड टैक्टिकल प्रैक्टिस। तो इस तरफ का ये दैट इज हाउ द प्रोसीजर वर्क्स देयर। एंड जब सीजन शुरू हो जाता है, वीकेंड में मैचेस, ड्यूरिंग द वीक उस मैचेस के लिए प्रिपरेशन। तो जैसे अगर और हर हफ्ते आई एम ऑलवेज प्लेइंग अगेंस्ट अ न्यू प्लेयर, क्योंकि अलग क्लब से खेलने वाले हैं, तो उसके वजह से वी आर गोइंग टू प्ले अगेंस्ट न्यू प्लेयर्स। सो उस हफ्ते के लिए थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस अलग रहेगा। देयर विल बी आल्सो सम टेक अवेज फ्रॉम द लास्ट वीक मैच, मतलब संडे को मैं खेल लिया, तो उस हफ्ते में अगर मेरा बैक एंड का फर्स्ट टॉप स्पिन ठीक नहीं हो रहा है या सेकंड ब्लॉक थोड़ा ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, तो वी आल्सो वर्क ऑन दोस थिंग्स। प्लस वी लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड फॉर द संडे वाला मैच, जहाँ पे हम नए प्लेयर्स के साथ खेलेंगे, उनका क्या सर्विसेज है, उनका क्या रिजीव्स है, उनका क्या स्ट्रेंथ, उनका वीकनेसेस। तो इसके सो देयर लॉट ऑफ वीडियो एनालिसिस और लॉट ऑफ टैक्टिकल बिल्डिंग अप ऑफ द प्रैक्टिस इटसेल्फ, मतलब स्ट्रैटेजी प्रैक्टिस के लिए भी बनती है, not just for matches but right from the practice. So this is how it वहाँ पे जो सिस्टम है, the training major program is this way। और वहाँ पे स्केड्यूल होता है जैसे अपना नेशनल कैंप होती है, the same way morning 9 o'clock प्रैक्टिस शुरू होता है। बहुत बार क्या होता है 8 या 8:30 को सर्विस प्रैक्टिस होती है, फिर उसके बाद हाफ एन आवर ऑफ सर्विस प्रैक्टिस, बिकॉज वहाँ पे नॉर्मली द थॉट प्रोसेसेस बहुत बार हम क्या करते हैं कि प्रैक्टिस के बाद सर्विस प्रैक्टिस करते हैं। वहाँ पे पहले सर्विस प्रैक्टिस करते हैं बिकॉज यू आर मोर फ्रेश इन द माइंड फर्स्ट, एंड दैट इज अ वे टू ट्यून योरसेल्फ इनटू द प्रैक्टिस। यू आर वार्मिंग अप योर माइंड आल्सो। तो हम सिर्फ फिजिकल वार्म अप करके टेबल पे चले जाते हैं, बट दे वांट टू हैव इट द अदर वे अराउंड, कि mind also is ready for the morning practice, morning or afternoon practice. So they do आधे घंटे का सर्विस प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, फिर 2 या 2.5 घंटे का मॉर्निंग सेशन होता है, they take a short break और 12 o'clock we finish, 11:30 12 ऐसे फिनिश करते हैं, फिर लंच अगेन 3:30 वापस सेकेंड प्रैक्टिस शुरू हो जाता है, 3:30 to 5:30 वहाँ तक प्रैक्टिस होता है। फिर उसके बाद जिसको भी फिजिकल करना है फिजिकल करते हैं, फिजिकल प्रैक्टिसेस करते हैं, या फिर if they want to play another session, थोड़ा बहुत बार क्या होता है, थोड़ा अगर intensive camp है और थोड़ा हमें ज़्यादा और practice करना है, तो one more session in the evening, let's say 7:30 to 8:30 ऐसे कुछ, one more session where जहाँ पे हम ज़्यादा we are already tired in that at that point of time, so we are working more on smaller details, जैसे थोड़ा technical चीजें को ऐसे smaller details में थोड़ा work. So this is how the वहाँ पे the structure and the timing. So now looking at the positives and the negatives. So the positives जो है, both I've already discussed a lot of positives, but and just recapping on them. First thing is the regular training and competition all around the year. मतलब पूरा साल के लिए regular competition and training and competition साल भर के लिए. The second point is there's constant match practice and match mode में है. तो जब भी हम next मतलब एक pro tour के लिए जा रहे हैं या इंडिया में एक टूर्नामेंट है, तो we don't need अरे यार मैच प्रैक्टिस नहीं है, थोड़ा मैचेस खेलना है, वो सब उतना सोचने के लिए है नहीं. We just ready to just travel to a new place and we are ready to play the matches. सिर्फ वो नया जगह का adaptation करना चाहिए हमें, नए टेबल्स नए बॉल्स के लिए अडेप्ट करना पड़ेगा, मगर जो मैच का जो शार्पनेस है वो हमेशा रहता है. साल भर अगेन डिफरेंट प्लेयर्स के साथ हम साल भर खेलते रहते हैं, तो वी आर रेडी टू अडेप्ट इनटू डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ स्टाइल्स ऑफ प्लेस. जो किसी प्लेयर को बैक एंड स्ट्रांग हो सकता है, किसी प्लेयर को फोर हैंड स्ट्रांग हो सकता है, किसी को सर्विस अच्छे हो सकते हैं. सो वी देयर इज एन ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट एज अ प्लेयर व्हेन यू प्ले अगेंस्ट सो मेनी डिफरेंट स्टाइल्स ऑफ प्लेयर्स. देन वहाँ पे जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और जो इकोसिस्टम है, it's very well sounded. मतलब they are in the sport for a very long for a long period of time, so they know how to create world champions, and उनके वहाँ पे sport is also an integral part of their society, where उनके बचपन से ही वो लोग sports खेलते हैं और sports बराबर है उनके सोसाइटी में. So doesn't matter what job you're doing, मतलब आप sports person हो या एक normal engineer हैं, it's all the same because all of them are earning the same amount of money. So it is वहाँ पे वो फर्क नहीं है कि कौन क्या कौन क्या कर रहा है, but so because of that the ecosystem is very well set. मतलब वहाँ पे जो coaches, physios, trainers, mental coaches जो है, everybody work around the athlete and they know this. मतलब we are doing this now in the last let's say 10 to 12 years, since 2008 Olympic Games, Beijing Olympic Games के बाद we become really professional in our sport, in the field of sport itself, जहाँ पे हम a lot of people working for an athlete, because we understand that is what it takes to produce an Olympic champion or a world champion. So जो ecosystem है, they understand it from that point of time, for a very long period of time. And the infrastructure also, they वहाँ पे जो gyms है, जो gyms मतलब जो halls है, table tennis के halls हैं, सब big halls. Generally क्या हम इंडिया में जब हम देखते हैं यहाँ पे छोटे halls हैं. Generally क्या इंडिया में we practice in school halls. स्कूल में जो ऑडिटोरियम में, मतलब ऑडिटोरियम में भी नहीं, ज़्यादातर on the top of on the terrace या somewhere in the basements we have our table tennis table coaching, our coachings, जहाँ पे low roof होती है, जो छोटा जगह रहता है, तो ball goes very fast. Then when we go into tournaments and play, जहाँ पे बड़े stadiums होते हैं, the ball doesn't travel at all. There's a lot of air pressure on the ball. So all that becomes very difficult, and also that was also a point what I wanted to tell, कि जब हम इंडिया में प्रैक्टिस करके बाहर जाते थे खेलने के लिए, तो we used to be intimidated बहुत बार, यार इतना बड़ा हॉल, इतने अच्छे अच्छे प्लेयर्स. तो वो we used to be, मतलब when I grew up, it used to be, बहुत बार हम there used to be inferiority complex. फिर हम मैच जाने से पहले हम बाहर ही हार जाते हैं मैच को. Then going into the match is just the मतलब a formality for playing the match. But when I went into Europe, then I could see कि अगर मैं इसके साथ प्रैक्टिस कर रहा हूँ और इनके साथ मैचेस खेल रहा हूँ, तो मैं सबके साथ ही खेल सकता हूँ. So it gave me a lot of confidence. It opened out my fears basically. वो fear को overcome करने के लिए I it was very easy. There was nothing holding me back. Then वहाँ पे there are different levels of leagues, different clubs there, different levels of leagues there. So every player has their place. मतलब आप मतलब एक छोटे लेवल प्लेयर हो या बड़े लेवल प्लेयर हो, सबके लिए एक जगह है वहाँ पे खेलने के लिए. As a you can be a hobby player, you can be an amateur player, you can be a professional player, but सबके लिए जगह है. And वो platform encourages everybody to take up play the sport in a professional manner. मतलब even the amateurs वहाँ पे play the sport in an amateur manner. वो हर हफ्ते they meet up with the club, they practice वहाँ पे और उसके बाद matches खेलते हैं. So it doesn't matter. So वहाँ पे in Germany there are nearly 13 different levels of leagues, starting with the first league which has now currently 12 teams. फिर second division, फिर third division, fourth division. So fourth division, let's say fourth division is for the state. फिर fifth division, sixth division, seventh division is for the city. फिर उसके बाद ऐसे ऐसे नीचे जाएंगे तो it boils down to a simple thing of an area also. So so many different levels are there where the players have a platform to go out. So now looking at the difficulties of training in Europe, बहुत सारे points जो positive में बता रहा था वो बाद में वो negative भी बनती है. Like for example, शुरू में मैं बता रहा था ना कि वहाँ पे हर हफ्ते मैच होती है और मैच मोड में रहते हैं. जैसे ही we start improving and we come to a stage where we have to take a big step, जैसे if we want to break to the top 50 या top 30, हमें प्रैक्टिस की जरूरत है. प्रैक्टिस ऑन अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. तो प्रैक्टिस के लिए टाइम नहीं होता है. बहुत सारे मैचेस खेलते रहते हैं. तो लेट्स से अभी मुझे बैकएंड में एक बनाना फ्लिक सीखना है या बनाना फ्लिक के बाद जो फॉलोअप है उसको सीखना है, उसके लिए टाइम नहीं होता है बिकॉज आई जस्ट हैव टू बी रेडी फॉर द नेक्स्ट वीकेंड्स मैच. सो हमें we have to find a balance where we are able to play the number of matches required, but at the same time be able to practice what is required हमारे लिए technically हमें improve करने के लिए और footwork में improve करने के लिए या कुछ tactical चीजें improve करने के लिए we need time. So that is one of the parts which वो positives में भी है और negatives में भी. Then the second point, the same way, जैसे मैं बता रहा था वहाँ पे infrastructure and ecosystem वहाँ पे जो है, then when we come back or when we go into a place with no proper infrastructure या थोड़ा let's a simple comparison is यूरोप में ठंडा है, ठंड के वजह से tables are more smooth, उतना react नहीं करता है, there is not so much friction. और उसी ठंड के वजह से the air is thicker, so the ball is heavier. वो travel ball का traveling जो है वो थोड़ा slow होता है और smooth होता है. जैसे हम इंडिया आते हैं, the weather is hot, there's a lot of dust in the air particles, so there's a lot of friction both on the table and ball goes faster because of that. And not just going faster, वो bounce भी थोड़ा irregular होता है because there is a lot of friction on the table. So these are just minor details जो शुरू में मुझे समझ में आ रहा था. जैसे I would surely I'm sure that Kamlesh sir will also agree कि जो गए हैं यूरोप शुरू में उनको इंडिया में खेलना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. वो अडेप्ट करने में बहुत मुश्किल होता है क्योंकि also हम तो इंडिया आते हैं तो टूर्नामेंट से पहले आते हैं, ज्यादा उतना टाइम नहीं देते हैं अपने अपने आप को प्रिपेयर करने के लिए, तो आते हैं और इस कंडीशंस में खेलना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. So the same way, the infrastructure becomes a negative part because of the conditions there. We are used to those. If you get used to those kind of conditions, adapting into different, the lower conditions are difficult. If you play on a weaker conditions, it's very easy to adapt into the higher conditions. The same way, uh, yeah, the same way, the expectations of not just yourself, your coaches and people around you, उन सबका expectations बढ़ जाती है जब हम यूरोप जाके खेलते हैं. तो everybody says कि यूरोप में खेल के आ रहे हो तो जीतना ही पड़ेगा, तो ऐसे बन जाती है. It is not, if I'm going playing in Europe, I'm not doing something great. It is just, everybody has the possibilities to go into Europe and play. At least at this point of time, अभी it's opened up a lot. पहले जब 2003, 2004 जैसे नहीं है, अभी the world has become smaller thanks to the internet and globalization. और बहुत सारे इंडियंस को भी बहुत सारे लोगों, बहुत सारे फॉरेनर्स जानते हैं आप, थैंक्स टू platforms like UTT and many other performances which we've done in the international level, कि foreigners को भी now they know players by names, or Indian players by names, and they contact us, and we are getting an opportunity to play there. So just because we get an opportunity to play there, people think we are invincible. ऐसे नहीं होती है. It is a process, and also our own expectations also go up. So we also need to put it down and say, okay, this is a different kind of training we are going to go there for. Of course, वो अपने few technical parts, tactical parts को improve करने के लिए है. But to be a complete player, I think you will have to handle the whole situation, not just playing in Europe or playing in India or playing for India. I think we have to take these different parts of training and inculcate it into our game, I would say. Then the other major part is, as I said, is your culture, tradition, and weather. Very cold. Europe बहुत ठंड होता है. So coming from India, from a tropical country like India, going there, हमें बहुत, it becomes very difficult, at least in the beginning, because we want to step out. We are not used to staying at home, and also उस ठंड में भी बारिश होता रहता है. So it becomes colder because of that. बारिश होता है या snow होती है. So then there's no point in going out. So let's say if you want to go out for a run or do outdoor exercises, जैसे हम यहाँ पे करते हैं, इंडिया में करते हैं, तो वो that becomes less and less. Yeah, we have to adapt into things like them, जहाँ पे वो लोग पूरा गियर पहनते हैं, रेनकोट पहनते हैं और बाहर ही करते रहते हैं. बारिश में भी करते हैं, ठंड में भी करते हैं, हमेशा वो बाहर ही करते हैं. So उनको फर्क नहीं पड़ता, but हमें वो बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. And also the tradition and culture and being a foreigner in a foreign land is a little bit difficult. So वहाँ पे we have to be strong enough to see अपना goal ये है कि we have to be a better player, complete player. So we have to take that in our stride. Then yeah, that was more or less what I had in thought. Yeah. Yes, sir. Kamlesh sir, if you feel like...
No, you continue.
No, I'm done, sir. I'm most of it done. Yeah, just a couple of points is one more few other points was like the negatives, difficulties is also expensive. आना जाना, flight fare, वहाँ पे रहना और training, finding the right place to train. All these are difficulties in the beginning of your career when you want to go there. So, if you are an established player, it becomes easier. Club will be able to pay you something, but if you're not an established player, you need to be ready to invest that money into yourself, into your own career. And the other last problem is the problem of visas. getting a visa and going there to the tournament or training on time बहुत बार मुश्किल हो जाता है. So these are problems which are not in our control, but it is part of our career. So yeah, yes sir.
One thing I would like you to express to the participant is, when you started going to Germany, that time very few Indians who actually got to play in the Bundesliga, which is the best league. And after so many years of you being there, you established yourself, you made a name for yourself. And now how is it changed for Indians now?
As I said, sir, earlier it was very difficult as an Indian to break into the European circuit, especially Germany. But now they have got a hang of it. Indians are doing well, and the most important factor is the character of the Indian players. All of them are very hardworking, very easily amicable into a group. So we don't take much space in a group, and जो बोलते हैं वो करते हैं, मतलब और जो हमसे whatever the coach asks us to do, we are almost doing more than what he does. So we are coach's students, most of the Indians, very well disciplined, and we are we are very good in communicating. Also, our communicative skills are also quite good. I think thanks to our education and upbringing. So because of these reasons, getting into Europe, Bundesliga has become a lot more easier. But again, that is again a secondary point. The main point is all of us are doing well. G. Satyan came into the European German circuit. Armit Desai is playing in the German circuit. A lot of other players, younger, lower ranked players are also playing in the German circuit, like Shri, Saurav Saha. Lot of young players are.
Malika Bhandarkar,
yeah.
Susmit Sriram.
Yes, there are a lot of players. Yeah, a lot of players are playing there in Europe. So that is the first thing was like, मैं जब जा रहा था मुझे बहुत I didn't know anybody, and establishing myself was difficult. But now the players know a few other players or few coaches through whom they are able to get they are able to establish a contact, और उसके through वो लोग जा पा रहे हैं. Or even for the managers, club coaches or other players to recommend the Indian names are also easier because अपने पास एक अच्छा ranking है और हम internationally अच्छे खेलें.
Well, thank you, Sharath. It was wonderful giving us the insight of what many of the things that we don't know. I am sure the participants and the coaches and there are many players also over there. So I would just like to say that we are very happy to say that we've got a lot of good participation today, our 547. And among them, we have a lot of established players like Arup Basak, Rinku Acharya, Muralidhar Rao, your uncle, Sandeep Gupta, Harmit Desai, Yenvi, our national coach Brett Clark, Mona Lisa Mehta. So, I mean, it's really very nice site that you have given, and I would just like to summarize a little bit. Is yes, going to Europe and reaching what Sharath or achieving what Sharath has achieved is not easy. His struggle has started since 2000 and 2020, so 20 years of continuous round-the-year training, going through a lot of ups and downs, going to Europe, feeling very lonely in Sweden, nobody to look at. Total different culture, different climate, and also financially difficult. But he continued, and it's 2006 Commonwealth Games, 2 gold medals which he won for India was a turning point, and that's when he started become easier for him to get good clubs and good training facilities in Germany, so in Spain first, and then into Germany. Even after winning the Commonwealth, it wasn't easy for him to get into Germany, as said by him. Yes, and he's also explained to us what is the system in Germany. Like the players are treated very professionally by the coaches. It's a year-long training, both physical as well as match. So they are ready to play the match anytime, and that's one good learning for all of us. other strong point which he mentioned was that good support staff like video analysis, physiotherapist, physical trainer, etc. Those support helped him actually hone the final skin in table tennis, skill in table tennis. And in India, also after 2008, government and everybody else has realized, and so we are giving more importance to support staff, and we can see the result very clearly in almost every discipline. Our Indian players are doing well in the international field. And one other point that we all coaches need to remember and send on to the players is the preparation. As Sharath said, that when they have a match at the weekend, the preparation starts much before that. And hence they are more prepared to play the match. They know what to do, etc. Of course, in my talk on the first day, I had mentioned that we generally average 4 hours, but you can see the professional players at that level are spending at least about 7 hours a day on the table or doing physical exercise. And now it's become much better for all the Indian players, because some of the Indian players like Sharath has gone to German leagues, played well, and that has established a reputation for our country. And now it's continued by so many other younger players who are venturing out to go there. And all these things is a great learning from us. Thank you very much, Sharath. It's so wonderful that you could spare this knowledge to all of us. Many of the things not known to us, and I'm sure it's going to benefit all the players, and players will pass on to the players. The coaches will pass on to the players. Before I go on to the question, yes, you must definitely mention that it's a great initiative by Sports Authority of India, Table Tennis Federation of India, that they have and during this difficult time, like Sharath was lonely out there, we are all now into the house, and we all are very keen to get on the table. I mean, that really is very clear from everybody. We all want to do that. But yes, we are all responsible citizens. We need to follow the advisories given by the government and the authorities. So till it's given, stay home, stay safe. And in few minutes, we will go into question and answers. So I'll take the questions that have come and give us a minute. Sharath, first question. Will a division-based league system work out in India? What are the pros and cons over current system being followed?
I think more than me, you should be able to answer that, sir. Yeah, of course, I think that is also your goal, and that should be the goal of any country which wants to be strong, because only if you have a lot of players at the grassroots level can the pyramid go very, very high with a lot of talented players at the top of the pyramid. तो उसके लिए हमें we need platforms. Let's different levels of leagues हो सकते हैं, या you name it what, मतलब आप उसके लिए कुछ भी नाम दे दो. But we need to have lot of players playing at the grassroots level, ताकि हम we are able to find out, we can talent scout कर सकते हैं and produce some international champions with a lot of players. Now you have, like, let's say now the current generation, now you have Satyan, Manika Batra, Harmind Desai, Manav Thakkar, Archana Kamal. You have 5 names just like that popping out in your mind. So if the 5 names become 50 names, then imagine the strength of Indian table tennis.
Other thing, one question, there are some similar questions, so I'll just mix and merge them. Is that when you went to Germany or for European League, obviously there's a huge change in the food habits, foods that you are used to, and how was your experience as far as the diet is concerned or the food is concerned, or what changes you had to make?
Very true, sir. It is very difficult, especially I have a South Indian palate, spicy palate. Going into Europe, where there's just salt and pepper, that is their spice. Salt and pepper is their spice. So it used to be very, very difficult to eat such bland food. But I think now, to the current day, there are a lot of nutritionists or professional help who can guide you on these areas, where they can tell you, okay, if you have this, you can have, you can mix it up with something else. Let's say if you don't have, if you're not eating, if you're a vegetarian, you can probably take a tofu or a soya bean based drink or something like that. So, abhi, the advancement of nutrition has become much better. It's developed far more than the days I used to be. So I had to adapt into their eating habits. So I didn't have much of a choice. I adapted more into them, and it was more difficult when I came back to India when my mom used to cook spicy food at home.
Great. What is the difference between the Indian training plan and the European training
Uh, as I earlier mentioned, but abhi filal, I don't think there's much of a difference with the Indian training plan and the European training plan. Abhi India में भी जब camps होते हैं, the same way it happens, and there's regular, constant matches and constant training happening. But back then, when I went in 2006 and 2004, 2007, तब यही फर्क था कि वहां पे साल भर का प्रोग्राम था और हमें सिर्फ 6 महीने का प्रोग्राम था. अगस्त से लेके लेट्स से फरवरी तक, फेब या मार्च तक हमें वी न्यू द प्लान्स, एंड मेनी टाइम्स हमें वी डिडंट इवन नो अपना कैलेंडर, इंटरनेशनल कैलेंडर भी. बहुत बार I would say in your period also you didn't know world championships कब है और Asian championships कब है. You would only know when TTFA sends in a letter to you saying, yeah, you are called in for a camp, please bring your passport along. So that is how, but वहाँ पे I know 8 months before कि मैं वहाँ कहाँ पे क्या कर रहा हूँ. After 8 months I know, because I know the plan is very important.
So preparation and planning is much more longer and more in advance. So that helps
Yes,
you to plan
that
out
helps,
everything.
yes.
Okay. At what age group would you recommend to go to the European club? And is it advisable for junior paddlers to participate in the European Circuit League?
Sir, I would say as a junior, still we should go into Asia, sir. Okay, I benefited a lot. I still benefit a lot every time I go into Asia. But Asia, China, which means China, Japan, Korea. प्रॉब्लम यही आता है चाइना, जापान और कोरिया में. लैंग्वेज एक प्रॉब्लम होता है. कोचेस जो बोलते हैं हमें समझ में नहीं आता है, और वो बोलते भी नहीं है, कम बोलते हैं. फूड हैबिट्स आर वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. These are the two main aspects which हमें एशिया में आती है. But I still feel as a young player हमें एशिया ज़्यादा जाना चाहिए. वहाँ पे शॉर्ट स्टिंट्स करना चाहिए. Let's say 14-day camps या 20 days, maximum 20 days वापस आता है. तो उस 20 days में you lot of things develop and you understand a lot. फिर जैसे you become a really established player in the Indian circuit, then I think you should go into Europe, where you spend a lot of time in Europe, play for the clubs, stay there. Don't keep coming back between India and Europe thinking about practicing in Europe and trying to perform in India. ये बात होती नहीं. It is like preparing for an IAS and writing your 10th standard exam or something else. So I think we'll have to have the balance there.
So in short, what you said was very clear that when you mature, when you are able to be more independent, take care of yourself, because in Europe you need to do a lot of things on your own.
On your own, yes.
In Asia, the things are more placed out and easier to arrange because they are more closer to each other, training, staying, etc. There you have to manage your own stay,
Yes.
food, etc. Is that the correct thing?
True, very true.
Okay. And what is your advice for selecting? There's a huge variety of equipment available. What advice would you give a coach with what they should take care before they select a good equipment? And what is your favorite equipment or the equipment that you are playing with?
The equipment I am playing with is an Andro blade and my Andro Rasanter R53 rubber है R53, because I generally prefer to play with a hard rubber, क्योंकि अभी जो बॉल है, बॉल में ज़्यादा स्पिन नहीं है. It's more faster. The ball travels faster. So to have the tackiness in the rubber, I play with a harder rubber. So I play with the R53, and the blade I play with is a carbon inside blade, Triber CI blade. So I think the advice for the coaches is more or less, due to our conditions in India, which are very fast and hard conditions in India, we need to go in a little bit for a softer ply with a little bit more rotation on the spin on the rubbers. So that is very very important. बहुत बार क्या होता है, हम just because Timo Boll or Zangi K or let's say even our top players, even let's say if they want to play with a blade which is very very fast, just because the top player is playing, उससे बात नहीं बनती है क्योंकि अपना conditions अलग है, अपना body physicalities are different. So for an Indian physique and an Indian body and the Indian conditions, I feel we need to go into a little softer plies, and rubbers have to have more grip.
And now we got about a few minutes back left, so we'll take about 2 to 3 questions maximum. Okay, how competitive is the German league, and what is the number of reserve players they have or the support staff they have? And can you elaborate a little bit on the video analysis, how they do, and what benefit, if there is an example that you can quote that it benefited you?
Yes. So with the German table tennis, German table tennis, they have a registered number of 8 lakh players. 8 lakh registered players. So they have a database because they have 13 divisions of league. Because of that, they are able to say clearly that they have a base of 8 lakh players. What was the second question?
Yeah, I'll repeat. Don't worry.
Yeah,
About how competitive is the German league?
Yeah, how competitive? Yeah. Now I have it. So there are so many different levels of players. So now getting to the top division, let's say Bundesliga, how competitive, or if you're just talking about the lower divisions also, lot of older players, lot of let's say your Kroskov, world champion in doubles, and he still plays on the leagues just to keep himself, connected with the game. And he likes to still play. So he is playing the 6th division. He used to play the top division. Now, as a hobby, he's still playing the 6th division. So that is how. So he can still play. It's he can still hit his backhand rockets on the table.
And he's also the national coach.
Yes, he is also the national coach now. So that's just an example. That's just an example. Just giving that, these kind of players are still playing, and the younger crop who have to beat them to come to the higher levels. So I think that's a good system where you still have the older players. But like let's say in India, a senior player doesn't want to lose to the junior player because it is competitive, because it's a official tournament. But there, it's not an official tournament. It's a league match. It's a club match. They're playing for recreation. So they are fine if they lose to a younger player, or they are fine if they beat a younger player. So they are there for matches and match practice. And so that is how competitive it is. And the top division has one of the best players. Timo Boll is there. Simon Gauzy, Hugo Calderón, world number 6, Hugo Calderón. I think Hugo is the highest ranked at this point in time. And there's Patrick Francisca. There's there are a lot of top 50 players. I think the maximum number of players are in Germany. So the competition is very, very high. And video analysis. I clearly know that one time I had to play chopper, and I had a lot of problems receiving his serves. So he's a chopper, but his serve and attack was fantastic. I couldn't stop him from attacking, because once the ball got into defense, then my forehand is very good. I can hit the ball very hard, and I could win the points that way. But every time he had his serve, I used to lose 2 points. Then on my serve, anytime if he breaks even 1 point, then I was always behind. So it was very, very difficult. So with video analysis, we clearly broke down before if he's making a downspin, how his racket is starting and how his racket is ending. If he's making a upspin, how his racket is starting and ending. So we just broke that down. And the next time I played against him, the first few serves, I could read well and I could return, and directly the match became opposite. I won the match 3 games to 1. But right from the beginning, I was on upper hand. Normally against him, I'm always under the pressure that okay, I need to do something on the serve. But here, when I could read the serve well, then the game became better. So that is the kind of video analysis we do.
Fantastic. I think that was really well explained. the importance of support staff, especially video. Okay, there are many questions about physical fitness and training and adaptability. One is how important is now in the modern table tennis the level of physical fitness, and what is the difference in fitness level of Indians and the other, especially Chinese and the Europeans?
Comparatively, we still need to work a lot. So that is the most important factor for an Indian table tennis player, because skill-wise, we are very, very skillful. We have very fast reflexes. We have very good adaptability with our hand-eye coordination. The things what we need to work on is our legs and our core. I think that is a very, very important aspect. As you know, as coaches, I think we need to inculcate these habits in the youngsters to start working on their footwork and their fitness in the younger ages itself. And what was the importance of physical fitness? So as I said, it is very, very important to do it as a youngster itself, because then your footwork and your technical part becomes very, very sound and correct, and then it's very, very easy to improve from there on. So we don't need to stop at one point of a career and then unlearn something and then learn again. So that becomes very, very easy. And the reason for my longevity of my career is also the physical fitness.
That's last one question is, you have been to so many European countries, played there, stayed there. So what if, supposing you were given a opportunity to make some changes in or bring something good into India, what would those things you would want to make a change, especially from the coaching aspect, because there are so many coaches out here. So at the grassroots level or the beginner level or even at the advanced level?
I think we have a lot of talented coaches, India maybe, just that there's no right exposure to them, the right kind of exposure to high-level competitions or the current trend, or let's say the knowledge base. So I feel is, if you're able to tap in, because abhi Indian national team, maybe we are always looking for a foreign coach, but I feel if we are able to groom the Indian coaches well, it is very, very easy for the coach and the players, because the coach understands our culture, tradition, our upbringing. He knows कि मैं 20 साल पहले मैं क्या किया और 20 साल के बाद मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ. So it's very easy for the coach to coach us at that point of time. So if our coaches are able to have the access to that knowledge of top level table tennis, I think that is the best thing that can happen to the sport, because now the players have the access to the top level sport because of SAI, TTFI and UTT. I think these three are combinedly giving us the right platform to have the access into top level table tennis. The same thing has to happen to the coaches also.
Thank you, Sharath. Thank you very much. It was wonderful, guiding absolutely to the point. And to the coaches, it's really a great honor that we have him and he's guiding you in person to see how you can also improve your skills and how you can benefit your players and ultimately benefiting the game in the country. And there are a lot of wishes also that have been come for you, Sharath, and that is one is that if Samsonov at 40 can do so well, we also want you to continue playing as long as you can and win more medals for the country. And wishing you all the best for 2021 Olympics. That's probably the aim that you are looking at. And
Yes.
Lastly, once again, thank you all. Stay home, stay healthy, and thanks to SAI and Table Tennis Federation of India. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Sharath.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Vishwadit.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, ma'am. It was a wonderful session.
Vishwajit, you want the SAI coaches to continue or?
Yes. Hi, coaches. I'll just request them to just stay back for 5 minutes. You need not say anything. All
okay.
Coaches. I'll just check your names on the participant list. Rest
Okay.
of the other participants may leave.
So SAI coaches are requested to please stay tuned and